Today I'm going to be making an artwork using this 10 colored pen. Let's get started. So first I sketched 10 different characters. I went with fan art since I wanted each character to represent one color, and I feel like that would be harder to achieve with original designs. There are characters from 3 different cartoons: Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and Gravity Falls. Universe, Gravity Time? Since each character was only going to be one color, I wanted to pick one that really suited them. So for Wendy, I chose a dark green for the flannel she always wears in the show. And since each character is only one color, I wanted to make sure to add a lot of texture so that you could have variation and tell what was happening. Where it was darker, I would do a couple different cross-hatchings in different directions. For Marceline, I chose black since her hair's black, her t-shirt's gray, and that's kind of her aesthetic, being the vampire queen. I also had to add her axe bass because that's part of the reasons I love her, is that she is an amazing musician and singer. Also, I think out of the whole drawing, my favorite pair is Wendy and Marceline. I put Grunkle Stan and Jake together since they are both old men with a good sense of humor. Since I only had 10 colors and I didn't want to use any twice, I chose brown for Grunkle Stan, even though it wasn't really my first pick. Also, it was really hard for me to draw Grunkle Stan since he is like the opposite of my style. I always like to do cute little button noses, and he has a ginormous nose. His outfit was hard to make cute, so he was just pretty hard to draw. And also, this pen didn't have a yellow, so Jake had to be orange. They added 2 blues, 2 greens, a color that looks like diarrhea, but they couldn't add a yellow. I also debated on whether or not I should make Stan's fez brown or orange since it's on Jake, but it belongs to Stan. I ended up making it orange since I didn't want any colors overlapping. All the other characters that were paired up had similar personalities except for Steven and Dipper, but why I put them together was because Steven, whenever Connie shows him something scientific or interesting, he always looks all surprised and really cute, so I had Dipper showing Steven his book and Steven just being in awe. Dipper and Steven were also probably the 2 easiest to pick colors for, since both their colors are based off of their shirts. The hand on the book turned out really awkward because it was such a tight space and I had to fit a 6-fingered hand onto the cover of the book. So after drawing the hand, I sort of went darker so that you couldn't tell how bad I had messed up on the hand. Right about now, I was really hating the decision I had made to make an entire artwork with a ballpoint pen. I barely like taking notes with an ink pen, let alone drawing. And by the time I had gotten to Steven, I kind of stopped adding as many details and making the characters look as crisp and cute as the other ones. But don't worry, I went back, I made them all look just as pretty and neat as the other ones, even though my hand was hating me and I hated having to continue drawing with an ink pen. To be honest, I actually thought I would hate this drawing. I was so sad because I loved the sketches and I thought that the ink pen would make it look really bad, but it actually didn't, and I actually love this drawing a lot. I feel like this is something I would go back and do other fan art in too, where I just have every color or every character represent one color. I also realized that Dipper is supposed to have shorts and Steven is supposed to have long pants. I don't know why I switched them, but in my mind I was like, oh yeah, Steven has shorts and Dipper has long pants. I don't know. I don't know, but I acknowledge that I messed up. Also, Steven's hair was fun to do because it was just a bunch of circles over and over. I'm not entirely sure what Finn and Amethyst pose is, but I was trying to make Finn look like he was going, oh, and Amethyst was like, hey, back. I don't know if it really translated. I just tried to put the two free-spirited, fun-loving characters together. Finn is probably my favorite color out of all the colors on the ink pen, and I don't know if he really looks like Finn. I'm not good at doing the little like noodle arms, and also I try to add a little tuft of hair because I can't draw foreheads very well, so I have to have bangs, and I don't know if it looks great or not, but I think with all the other characters you can tell who it is. But what's cool is that his shirt and pants are the same color, just one slightly darker, so it made it easy to pick the color. The one sad thing is the backpack is 2 different shades of green, but I had to make it all blue, which made his backpack straps look like weird t-shirt wrinkles. I also forgot to make the straps on the backpack 2 different shades, so I kind of made it all one medium tone, which does not look good. Alright, so here's a little confession. Mabel and Amethyst are the same color. When I was originally deciding all the characters and what colors they were gonna be, I did Mabel last because I just sort of thought, oh, she's Mabel, you know, she's the colorful bright one, she'll look fine with any color. But the color I got left with was a diarrhea green, and I did not want to make Mabel that color. So I actually made Amethyst and Mabel the same color because I didn't want to ruin the cuteness. But that's okay, because the challenge is to use the ink pen, not to use every color. So I think it still gets a pass, right? Even though my hand was dying and I was tired of doing this drawing and I was ready to hate it, I actually think it turned out pretty cute and think this is an idea I would revisit. Probably not with an ink pen because this sucked, but just in general I would do another drawing like this. The Crystal Gems were probably the hardest characters to draw because their skin tones are darker, and it was hard to make it look like an even flat color because the streakiness in the hair and clothing looks like it's on purpose and like just artistic liberty, but in the skin it doesn't look very good. I know there's one thing that I haven't talked about yet that you're probably mad about, so before you get mad, let me just do one thing.